Hello everyone, Randy here, and today we're going to be installing a light bar, hopefully on the front of the Mahindra tractor here. We got a roughly 22 inch light bar, and hopefully it's going to go right in between the two existing lights. So let's get the tractor fired up, and we'll move it to the other side here, kind of the shop side of the pole barn. A little bit chilly out here today, so hopefully it'll fire up okay. And by chilly, we're not talking like super cold, so... I'll give it a little bit of a preheat here, or actually technically glow plug action. Oh yeah, she's cold. And I'll shut the door. And door one. Okay, there we go. Let's get started installing this light bar. Okay, so let's take a look at the light bar here first a moment. This is a Mictuning, not entirely sure how you say that, but Mictuning light bar. Like I said, this is roughly a 20, I think they consider this a 22 inch light bar. It's like 21 and a half, almost 22, I think you can count the outside edges here. Comes with a wiring harness. I don't know if we'll actually use this or not. I haven't fully decided yet. Looks like a fairly nice wiring harness. I can see the relays in there. The switch is on this side. So there's the switch. I'm assuming those are the connections there. Another connection here. And of course some basic directions. A couple extra fuses. I'm assuming one of these, that's probably a fuse holder. I'm guessing, yes, a fuse holder. So it even comes with a fuse holder and like I said, a relay. But like I said, not entirely sure we'll be using this or not. We'll find out. Obviously, this being a tractor, might be a little bit different installation. We'll see once. One thing I definitely probably won't be using the switch. I think, yeah, the switch just got connections on the bottom, so we can easily plug that off. We got a switch that actually fits this tractor inside the dash there. Probably be using that more than likely. Some additional hardware here. I've already got the ears on the side mounted on. So let's get this puppy out and take a look at it here. So there we go. This is a, I'll call it a Mictuning, I guess, light bar. And for those of you who watched my aux beam light bar installation on my pickup, very similar here, just a different brand light bar. And they are pretty much, I guess you could say, sponsoring this video here. They sent this light bar to me free to put on the tractor, so we're going to get started doing that. Like 100 watt, I'd like to say this is, something like that. You can see some pretty heavy wiring on here. It looks like 12, I'm going to guess this is 12 gauge wiring here. So some pretty heavy duty wiring. Kind of surprised to see that. I don't think even my aux beam had that heavy a wiring. And the aux beam I installed in my truck was pretty much the same, basically identical light to this. So kind of curious to see how this light is going to perform against my aux beam on my truck. And like I said, hopefully we're going to mount it up between the current lights up there. That way we can use the current lights, you know, like going down the road and stuff. And then when we're not on the road, we can turn on some real lights. And by the way, folks, if you would like your own light bar, I'll put a link in the description below. Looks like they make all kinds of different sizes. So yeah, just check out the links in the description below. I'll put a link to their website and Amazon website as well. So yeah, if you'd like to check them out, there they are. And just to show you folks here, we do have some LED lights on the rear of the tractor here. We put these on, maybe a month or so ago. I neglected to videotape it. I was going to, but I forgot to. Pretty much how we got to install the lights here. And yeah, pretty much just completely forgot to grab the camera and videotape it. These LED lights replace the existing lights that are on here. We didn't bother, putting additional lights. These are just, took the old LED, or the old non-LED lights off. And these are 9-inch aux beam LED lights. And for those who watched the snow blowing video there, very, very bright. And like I said, these are just 9-inch and simply replace the existing lights. So anyway, let's get to work installing this new light bar here. Okay, so we're going to start by taking the cap of the tractor off here. Pretty much 5 bolts are on the outside edge, and then the inside, there's like a couple of screws we got to take off around the, I don't know, sunroof, whatever you want to call it. We're going to have to take those off. So let's get started here. I'll probably just high speed this bit. It'll take a couple moments to get those bolts out and the screws out. So get started on that. Okay, there we go with that. We got the cap off, or it's loose at least anyway. Probably just set it up and shift it over a little bit. I'm going to try to figure out how to get the wiring basically from in the cab here all the way up to the top there. So we're going to work on that next. And yeah, we'll just have to figure that out. Have to figure out where to tie it into. And like such, I already got a switch that I plan on putting in the dash there. There's a spot for the dash for a switch. So let's get looking onto that. Okay, folks, took the plastic screws that hold the dash on here off, as well as the front piece here. Got that off, so the whole plastic dash cover is loose here. You can see the whole thing is just flopping. Unfortunately, can't quite get it off. The throttle handle here seems to be holding it on. I'm assuming this rubber piece probably comes off somehow, but I can't get it off, and I don't think I need to. What I'm thinking of doing here, like I was saying, there's spots for switches here, so I'm thinking we're going to put the switch right in here. And I got a switch that'll hopefully, I think it'll fit in those spots, I think. We'll find out. There appears to be some blank spots up here as well. I don't know. I'm not sure how those come out. But anyway, I found the fuse panel down here. Quite a few fuses in here for a tractor. And I'm thinking we're going to try to get this out. Looks like it's bolt top and bottom. And we'll see what's in behind there. And see where we can steal power from, borrow from. I don't know if there's any empty spots. Not really. Well, maybe there's an empty spot right here. Might be able to, maybe stick our fuse into or something. I'm guessing these ones on the side are spares. I'm assuming anyway. These probably don't actually go into anything. So yeah, well, let me get that off here. We'll take a look behind there. Hopefully there's enough wire we can actually look behind it and see if there's anything we can work with back there. Okay, everyone, making some progress here. Haven't been recording much of this just because I don't have a spot to set the camera up in here other than maybe the seat, but then I don't think you'll be able to see anything. But what we've got so far, we got the fuse panel out, and we've got a red wire connected to the back here. So right there, we got the wire coming out that we're going to feed into. There's an empty spot in the middle here, right there. We're going to try to get the fuse into here, and we're simply just going to use a couple of these to connect the fuse. We're not one of those things I don't think you have to be changing very often, so hopefully we don't. And then hopefully they'll stick up in there like that. We'll have the wire coming out. Switch up in the dash here, hopefully. And then comes the fun part. Like I said, we're probably going to run it up this side here, I'm thinking. Up to the top. And then for the most part, we should be complete. We just got back from the hardware store here. Got some black metal brackets here. Hopefully those will work. As well as some more of these, the non-insulated ones, because the insulated ones don't fit up inside the housing here. So we're gonna get those in. And like I said, I don't really have a spot I can set the camera here, so probably keep working at this, and I'll keep updating you folks as we go. so there we go. Hopefully you folks saw that in the video there. We fired the tractor up and the lights are on and working. Obviously it's a little bit sunny out here, so obviously we're not going to notice anything with it being on, but got everything wired up. Like I said, we got to the back of the fuse box here. We got the number 10, the different looking 10 there in the middle. That's the one we put in. Got the relay installed. And by the way, here with a relay, something like this, whenever you're putting lights, especially this big a light in anyway, you always want to run it through a relay. So that's what this is here, just simple relay. And the wiring harness it comes with, that's where it's set right here, has a relay attached to it as well. We ended up not using that wiring harness just because we had to get it up through the column here. We figured it'd be easier to run our own wires, so put my own relay in. Another reason I did this is, well, that way if I ever need to get more relays, I know what this relay is. It's the same relay I've been installing on everything I do that needs a relay, so got that in there. The wire for the tractor, or for the light I should say, coming through the tractor comes through a little plug right here, so you can run stuff through there, kind of nice that way, and then just runs up through the center column. And then we got the switch here. Unfortunately, not quite the right sized switch. I don't know if the tractor or the switch, I don't know, but yeah, it doesn't quite sit in there like it should. Unfortunately, it's supposed to kind of snap in. But anyway, we'll get this tied up. And maybe, I don't know, shut the door here in the barn here, maybe get a little demonstration of the light, hopefully. Okay, everyone, wanted to take a quick minute here to explain the wiring inside the tractor, how we did it, and I figured the best way to do that was outside the tractor here. So basically what we have in the tractor, we started off with the fuse block there, and we're actually taking power from one of the main wires coming into the fuse box. And it's a wire that's on when the key is on. You have to test that with an electrical tester to know what's on when the key is on. We tested the electrical tester, so we know that circuit and that set of breakers is on when the key is on the tractor. So that way we can't turn the light on, when the tractor's not on. But anyway, we stole power off that. We first run it into a fuse, and obviously not this particular style. We actually ran it into the fuse block. There's an empty spot in the fuse block, and we used that. What we simply did, there wasn't anything actually in the fuse block, so we simply used some of these, stuck them up in the fuse block, and then your fuse will connect into the blade there. So that's what we did there. So that covers the fuse block. Once the wire comes out of the fuse, it splits two ways. One goes up to the switch, and the other one goes to the relay. So basically a big wire going to the relay, that's going to be the main power for the light, and then just a little bit of juice, enough to flip the relay here for the switch. So basically a little bit of juice up to the switch here, goes to one of these two prongs, doesn't matter which one, they're switching. Then comes from the switch back down to the relay. So for those of you not familiar with relays, I'd suggest you check out what a relay is, then you'll understand what I'm talking about there when we have two wires going to this relay. Basically, one of the wires is going to number 30 here. That's going to be your big wire that's carrying all the juice. And then either 85 or 86 here is the switching wire. Simply switches the relay on and lets the juice go through the relay here. Basically, this is used to take a little bit of power to turn on a lot of power. So that's what we got there. And then also on the switch, you may have seen this, I do have it recorded. Not sure how well it'll show up. We stole ground from inside the tractor there, just took a bolt out, bolted on a ground wire. So we got ground for the switch, and we got ground from the relay. So that's either, again, 85 or 86, depending on where you plug stuff into. And then for the wire coming out of the relay here, I don't know which number it is exactly. I know it's the blue colored one here on this particular set of relays I got, and that is either 87 or 87A. So this is the switching circuit here for the high voltage, and you can see it's supposed to be a 30-40 amp relay here. So that pretty much does it for the wiring, folks. It's pretty simple. I know it may look really complex, but when you get right down to it, it is very, very simple. Power from the fuse splits. One wire goes to the switch. That's going to be your low power side. Then the high power side goes to the relay. When the switch is on, low power goes to the low power side on the relay here. When the low power side on the relay is on, it turns on the high powered side on this relay and sends the power up to the LED light panel. So pretty much does it. We did have some fun trying to get the wire up. And by the way, the wiring for the LED light, we only ran one hot wire, one red hot wire up there. We're taking ground, again, from the top of the cab there. We just took a bolt out, stuck a ring terminal on there, bolted it back down, and we're calling that good for the ground. Saved us having to run one wire up there, so we're just running one hot wire, not worrying about the ground. So essentially separate grounds. We got a separate ground for this circuitry here down in the tractor cab there, and then a separate ground for the light. So like I said, that just saves us having to run one wire, and we pretty much ran our own wire. Like I said, I figured that would be simpler than trying to fish the wiring harness that the light actually comes with up through the column on the tractor there. So anyway, we're going to get this buttoned up here, and hopefully I'll show you folks the finished results there. Hopefully everything will look nice. Like I said, unfortunately the switch doesn't fit properly, so we're going to have to see what we can do about that. I haven't figured that one out yet. Okay folks, there we go. That'll wrap up the installation of the light here. We got it all tied up inside. Hopefully you just seen, we just tested it out here in the barn. Definitely very bright. We got the switch just sitting right there. Like I said, we need to find something better for that switch yet. Oh, come on. There we go. Well, anyway, folks, I think that'll do it for this video. The light bar is installed. Looks not too bad up there, I think. Fits nicely in between the original lights. So obviously you can have the original lights on while going down the road, and then when you want a little more light, yes, hit the light bar there. So anyway, with that, folks, I think we'll wrap up the video. You folks have any comments or questions about this, be sure to leave them below. And if you're interested in your own light bar, make sure you check out the links in the description to their website. They have all kinds of different sizes. They did have one interesting one, a color changeable one I might have to check out. But anyway, folks, thanks for watching it. Till next time.